Destiny 1 and Destiny 2 have been my most played games by far. I've easily put over 2,000 hours into these games, but to put it simply, I've reached a point where I no longer love Destiny. Don't get me wrong, I still like Destiny, but the excitement to play the game is no longer there for me. The first time I had ever played Destiny was during D1's alpha test, and from that moment, I was hooked. When I took those first steps in the Cosmodrome after being resurrected, it created a great sense of wonder and exploration. And then right after that, going through the breach, trying to escape the Fallen, and then seeing your first Archon priest crawl out of that giant hole in the wall, then I had to sit back and say, how the heck am I supposed to even kill this thing? It's moments like these that made Destiny so memorable. Losing your light during the Red War, hunting down Aldrin after you killed Cayde, fighting Riven for the first time, and even Oryx during the Kingsfall raid. There's so many different moments in Destiny that just create such a memorable experience. You pair all that together with the lore and the gameplay, and it's no wonder people get hooked. But a few months ago, D2 had fallen to its lowest player count ever, which by all means, it's still doing well considering the game has been around for 5 years now and going on its 20th season. For me though, the interest in the game began to heavily decline right before Witch Queen came out. I played Witch Queen, but I was noticeably less enthralled with the game. I usually take breaks in between seasons here and there just to prevent fatigue, so I don't think I'm suffering from burnout. It's more of being just generally disinterested. In the past 6 months, I've played D2 maybe less than 5 times. Even with all the new changes and content coming with Lightfall, nothing seems to faze me. I don't get any interest at all from anything that I've seen so far. With each new bit of information, each swab, trailer release, everything fails to give me any type of initiative to even consider buying Lightfall on release or even pre-ordering. The Lightfall weapons trailer I watched, looked at it, said, nothing's really doing it for me. At one point, I even considered not even purchasing Lightfall. The main reason I purchased Witch Queen was just so I could have a game to play with all of my friends. Destiny was that central game that most of my friends played, so we always had something to play together. Speaking of, most of mine didn't even know Lightfall was releasing next month. In fact, this past summer and fall, our clan engagement had gotten so low, our clan leader was considering a massive purge, but was advised against it by a close friend of mine who said to wait until Lightfall, that way we could really see who left the game. It's not uncommon for less people to play right before a large content drop, as usually these seasons tend to be lighter on the content side, and Bungie is usually preparing for larger expansions. That same friend of mine who warned against the massive clan purge even admitted himself that he's not that interested in Lightfall. Among the people I know who play D2, the excitement for Lightfall is virtually non-existent. That's not to say that Bungie has destroyed a game that we all know and love. That high regard is left for others. The most enjoyment I have gotten out of D2 was definitely during Forsaken. For me, Beyond Light was kinda meh, and Witch Queen for me was also kinda meh. I wish I could pinpoint one specific thing that I don't like that could make D2 a better experience for me, but I don't even know where to begin. A lot of my playtime leans heavily into PvP. While I play the game as a whole experience, I certainly lived in the Crucible. Yes, the rage-inducing, try-hard infested, team-stacked, sweat-producing, meta-driven game mode. I've always enjoyed PvP, which is most likely due to the amount of Call of Duty and Halo I played in high school. I'm kind of a lone wolf on this because most people I play with absolutely hate the Crucible. If, and this is a big if, I could manage to drag one of my friends into trials, it only took a few games for them to already start contemplating their life choices that led them to make that decision. When that happens, usually I'm trying to keep them from Alt F4ing. Although, I never think they're doing as bad as they think they are. When it's all said and done and they get some new armor or weapon, I usually receive a simple and kind thanks for the carry. I usually return the favor by suggesting some chill PvE content because I know PvP for them is so mentally and physically exhausting. A lot of my D2 experience is defined by playing with others, usually close friends. Playing with friends can certainly enhance an otherwise lackluster experience, but currently, all of the changes and additions to the game during Lightfall that have been planned For the foreseeable future, I can't find one thing that sticks out to me. I want to be excited about Lightfall, but I'm just not. I'm not going to give up on Destiny just yet though. But as it stands, there isn't much that's beckoning me to return to the game right now. Side note, as I'm taking down my thoughts for this video, I open up D2 just to go check something out real quick. It crashes. Open it up, land at the tower, crashes. I know the games I've seen online, I've seen the game's been having some issues, some bugs, issues, whatever, but goodness. I booted it back up, crashed again. Anyway, I really do want to love this game again, and I just might, or this could be the end of an era for me. The only way to find out is to just boot it up and see what happens. So I guess I'll embark on that journey, and as for you, thanks for listening to me rant, and I'll see you next time.